Oh my god. Before you ask, I was filming content for my brush brand to put on Instagram, and I somehow ended up with this hairstyle. I just wanted to see what I can create, and apparently this is, this is what I ended up with. It's really funny. I designed these brushes specifically so that you look at them and you're like, these are so pretty. I have to do something wild with my hair. I can't just use it to, How I ended up here? I don't know. Anyways, hi, welcome to my channel. Today we're trying dreadlocks. A while back, I was left this comment and I didn't give it much thought because at the time I was trying a million other things. I shaved my head, I did a mullet, I was playing with wigs, so on and so forth. That being said, today we are going to be attempting dreadlocks and also going into the extremely rich history that this particular hairstyle carries. Most hairstyles do tend to have some form of background, but this one might just take the cake for the oldest hairstyle with the most rich history. Absolutely blew my mind. I am learning something that I've never attempted before. I'm trying it today. Dreadlocks, also known as dreads. Definitely could be neater. Sectioning, not on point whatsoever. The ends are absolutely horrible. I'm testing out a variety of methods that I'm learning from many other talented creators here on the platform, but we're getting somewhere. The hair is definitely matted. They're not being brushed out anytime soon. This is where we got. So although I am a trained hairstylist, one of the things that was not taught to me amongst many other things was how to create dreadlocks. So I took it upon myself to learn dreadlocks from many different talented creators here on YouTube who have been doing it for many years. Together with them, we are going to be attempting dreadlocks on a wig. No, I'm not doing it on my hair. So many people get pissed that I can't do everything on my hair. We're doing it on this bad boy. I am about to launch a wig brand, and this is my mannequin head. To be fair, this is the most on-brand thing that I own. So if you're unfamiliar, dreadlocks are lengths of hair that have been matted together cylindrical fashion from the root to the tip. Many people confuse dreadlocks with locks. Myself thought that they were one and the same, but they're actually a tiny bit different, and they have, as a result, two very varied histories. As we know, locks are very beautifully neat, meticulously done hairstyles typically worn on textured hair by a variety of people who wear it mostly either as a protective style but also as a fashion style. The two people that kind of come to mind the most is Hailey and Chloe Bailey, who kind of had locks and twists for, I want to say, the entirety of their career as I've known them. They look absolutely stunning and they are beautifully done. They're stunning hairstyles that take hours to do. Dreads, on the other hand, much messier, matted hairstyles typically can form even on their own. If you do not brush your hair will mat and tangle. That is actually the beginning of why the two are so different, because one of them is a hairstyle, the other is a lifestyle. So people who typically wear dreadlocks, like true typical dreadlocks, are people who believe in the style as more of a spiritual style. Dreads originated in so many different places. Some people argue that it originated in India. Others argue that they originated in Greece. Others say that there are artifacts from ancient Egypt that indicate that dreadlocks were a thing before even pharaohs or mummies were discovered. The most famous example of dreadlocks, however, is from the god Shiva, and many people who practice the religion will often be seen with dreadlocks because this is a way to connect with their gods. And dreadlocks very often can be very symbolic of a very freeing lifestyle. Many people believe that the term dreadlocks actually came from the guerrilla warriors who had vowed not to cut off their hair until their emperor of Ethiopia, Selassie, was released from exile. As a result, the men who did not cut their hair ended up becoming very matted and tangled and locked up. These men were over time feared and dreaded. And so some people believe that the word dreadlocks comes from these dreaded warriors who are refusing to cut their hair on behalf of their exiled emperor. Which once again just goes to demonstrate, like, hair, if you look deep enough into it, it's rich. I guarantee I haven't even gotten to the tip of the iceberg of dreadlocks, and I highly encourage you to learn more about it. But today we're gonna kind of get into how to make dreadlocks, and I know it's going to take me hours, so this is going to take me a few days probably, because I only have an hour today. This is my hair today. She's human hair, but she's over processed, so she's a tiny bit textured. The first thing that I know many people ask about dreadlocks, can it be done on straight hair? The answer is yes, it just takes longer. I don't really think you should start from the front when doing dreadlocks, but I think for entertainment's sake and also education, it makes it a bit more visually fun to watch when I start from the front. So I'm starting from the front. I've sectioned out a 2 by 2 centimeter section, or roughly 1 inch and 1 inch. I'm personally leaving out these because this is a wig and I want it to be natural enough to wear. If your hair is very dense and thick, your dreads are gonna be denser and thicker. There are a couple different ways to create dreads, and I'm gonna show you each way, one on one side, one on the other side. The first method, especially on straight hair, is by teasing the hair first. This is a crochet hook. It's a needle with the tiniest hook on the end of it, and you can get different thicknesses. This one is 0.6 millimeters. My favorite one to use is 1 millimeter. You can see it's got a hook on the end. This is what we're going to use to hook the hair. Once you have the hair matted, you're going to start twisting. So the way I understood it is that with this method, when you are twisting the teased hair, you are then going to use the crochet hook to kind of lock these things in place, and you do it by taking the outermost hair that are hanging out and interlocking them, kind of like how you would with a crochet pattern if you've ever crocheted before, which I have not, and it ends up kind of pulling and tugging and locking the hair in place. So now this is not unraveling, it's not moving. Now I'm going to show you the other method that I learned that I slightly prefer because it's a tiny bit easier on straight hair. It also goes up against every single fiber in my being. Let me show you. The twist and rip. It's not going to be great for the hair. It's going to be super effective to create this. Twist, rip, twist, rip. So we've now got the base for a dreadlock. You can see that it is locking up all of the hair in place. It looks quite messy, so now we have to actually lock in the hair and create something that is more resembling of a longer kind of cylindrical dread. We have something that resembles a dread. I'm now going to be palm rolling this. And palm rolling is a technique that you use to try to flatten some of the hair and mat the hair a bit more together. For the ends, you can either leave them like this, or else you can lock them up like this, and you do this with another technique that kind of goes against what I know about hair, but it's also pretty fun to do. Fold it like so, and you're going to palm roll this. And it's going to start locking into itself. And the more you do it, the more it's gonna lock. We're creating an extremely sharp tension right there, right? The hair is currently bent. This just feels to me like a bit unorthodox. Bits like this that are standing out, pull them in. So you loop it around the hook and you bring them in. And then the thing with threads, again, from what I learned, is that the longer you leave them in the hair without brushing them out, the more they're going to mat and take on that very classic dreadlock form. I'm gonna continue doing this on this wig until I fill her entire head and see if I can improve my technique the more I do it, as well as see if there's any way to kind of find tips and tricks to it.
Bad little flex, she wanna know me. I stay low key, all gas, no brakes, baby, let them hoes sleep. Body on 10, make your girl OD. I get in my way, never out of my lane. Feel like you the one and I'm on one. So what it's gonna be? Baby, squad up, we finna go deep. Riding on a team, got what you need. Baby, won't you keep me company? Give me something to do when I get lonely. I got something for you when we get home. If you let me put it down, when I hit the town, you should ride on me. Keep your minds on me. On try, baby, I think you should side with me. Stay solid one time if you lie with me. Just promise you never lie.
to avoid bunching it up.
How do you avoid bunching? You have to hold it like this.
Yeah, but wait, because we wanna flatten it, because otherwise it's gonna be too raised. So, you know, tighten it to how you want it, and I always kind of hold it with my, like I'm pinching it and then I'm holding it, so that we don't distort the hairline itself. Yeah, like that, kind of like pinch it and then.
Weaker's been waiting for the right day, like the right day ever comes. Now it's Friday, and nothing's changed.
And they wash them with just water.
So typically they'll wash them in the beginning with shampoo and water, but you have to lift each dread and wash in between.
What happens if you wash the actual dread?
Well, the problem is that regular shampoo and water won't remove the dirt. So a lot of people will then, every few months, they'll fill it with apple cider vinegar and baking soda and soak it in it. And it's one of the most satisfying cleaning things you can see. They look like dreads on camera.
They look like dreads in...
Oh, sorry, but the camera, the audience isn't seeing what they look like. I'm hiding my face because I have no makeup, and you know. But look, they look cool. This look is the longest look that I've ever tried in my life. 3 days. But I think it's my favorite. One of the things that I always loved about dreads is something that you could never do with hair that is not locked up. And that is that you can tie it into knots with itself. One of my favorite things. Because regular hair does not have any texture. Well, it has a very smooth texture, and so it didn't have that resistance, but now it does. I kind of want to do a really fun makeup look that kind of complements the rest of the hair. I feel like the color is one of the nicest one with the combination of the dreads. So I kind of want to pair it with maybe some maroon vibes. I feel like doing a really weird eyeliner. And then maybe applying the darkest, the slightest shadow. And I'm literally just going to use the same bronzer, I have a bit of a stupid idea for eyeliner. Okay, so you know how I made my kind of detangled, detached eyeliner, my entire personality for 2022 and 2023? Well, I'm kind of over that. Colourpop sent me this thing. I'm gonna show you what it does and how fun it is. If you haven't bought this yet, go for it. I kind of want to just create an eyeliner like that somehow. She's cute. I think we can shove. If I really wanted to, I could kind of take it overboard, do my whole eye, and then kind of fade it out up here. But I don't necessarily know that it suits the style. So I'm actually just going to replicate this on this eye. Also Colourpop. Nova Beauty. Someone commented on my video last time that they missed when I used to do my transformation for all of my different looks. I could like kind of transform on screen, and same, I kind of stopped doing it because I'm like, I'm now a serious girl who should know what I'm doing. And so I stopped kind of filming the makeup transformation part. But I think that was a stupid decision, so they're back. This brush must be such a weird thing without context. It's got a mirror, that's the context. Sorry, this looks so... Watch me apply this mascara, and in about 5 minutes time, watch it completely transfer all over my brow bone, because I still haven't gotten a mascara that doesn't transfer. I found it! And it's only because it is the absolute pretty. Look at this. It's fabric. This is by a brand called Kaleidos. Buy it. It's very pretty. I'm not affiliated with them, but look at them. 1, 2, 3. Stunning. Oh my god. Not a single influencer has ever posted about this brand. Why? Why? I don't know. They're beautiful. They embody every single thing that I stand by. Bright colors, maximalism. Okay, they're anti-minimalist, sad beige. Do you mind? You want freckles? Yes, good. Thank you so much. That one by NYX. Does anyone still use NYX? Who knows? I bought this, I'm not even joking, maybe 8 years ago. This exact one. Eyebrow marker, but it's shit as an eyebrow marker. But it is the greatest thing that I'm desperately hoping they still produce, because they create beautiful freckles. Oh. The best highlight block. These are all the colors you will ever need into your entire life. Finally, for lip, I was contemplating going for a nude lip, but I think that's boring. These could be super good. I feel like Rihanna. That's actually adorable. That's amazing. I really wish you could speak right now. Tell me, which of these works better? Hoops are legendary. You can't ever go wrong with hoops. And for final reveal, this is it. I can see the appeal. Although it is not something I think I would ever personally take upon myself to attempt, especially on my own hair, just because I'm someone who likes to be able to run my hands through my hair and be able to meticulously craft it, give it blots, give it curls, give it whatever. I also like to brush it, clearly. I can understand how it could fit a lifestyle because it is extremely pleasing to just have the hair and just leave it. Dreadlocking your hair, creating these mats of hair and then just letting it grow freely, I can understand the appeal of that because you are just letting the hair do what it would naturally do, complementing the rest of your lifestyle where you are just kind of living off the earth, calm, connected, grounded, and your hair is sort of following suit. With regards to people obviously who do this as a hairstyle, I can also understand how it could be very, very fun to have these in, even as a protective style, to just kind of lock your hair up and just do it and not touch your hair for months, because the people realistically who do dreadlocks have them for months, if not years. Very much a commitment. It is the hairstyle that I think has the richest history out of anything that I have personally ever recreated. It has been discovered thousands of years ago. The oldest it was discovered was Egypt, even before any mummies were discovered. Take the time to truly research it, which I am 100% going to be doing. You'd be able to discover that hairstyles have for so many years held so much importance, so much more than just cosmetic importance. For this being the very first time that I've ever in my life attempted dreadlocks, I can say I am a tiny bit impressed. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but I am super impressed. It is so much fun. The hairstyle is also extremely cooperative. Like, it'll do what you tell it to do because it is now, you know, single locks of hair instead of hundreds of thousands of individual hair. Extremely happy to have tried them. I hope I did them justice. There are still many areas like the roots that I couldn't get the hang of. Like, that takes years of practice. So many years of practice. And if anyone has any tips, I would absolutely love to hear it. This is definitely something that you get better the more you do it. But I definitely think for this particular texture, for this particular length of hair, twist and rip, and then palm rolling was probably the best thing possible. And I do think that it came out pretty dread-like. I like it. If you have dreadlocks, let me know what your maintenance is like. I am very much curious because this obviously is a wig that I'm going to be removing at the end of the day. However, I do want to see kind of from an actual dreadlocks wearer what your experience is and to see kind of what you do to wash it. I want to know. All of the tools and the products that I use to achieve this look are going to be linked down below, minus the wig, because I'm going to be releasing my own line of wigs, so stay tuned for that. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, join the Stella fam, let's learn a thing or two together. I hope you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll give it a go, and I will see you in my next video. Bye babies, I love you. Of course, I know you guys are gonna ask, because I want to ask a question. Can he be brushed out? This is the newest one I made. The answer is yes, but it sheds a ton. I don't know if this is the mannequin head or that's what actually would happen. Most likely, if you haven't brushed your hair in weeks, it is, just because hair sheds naturally, but you can brush them out and give them a good wash.